The mail never stops.
Here comes the mailman.
Mail time.
The mail's here. When you control the mail, you control information.
If there's something strange in your league, who you gonna call? SleeperApp!
Hey, sleepers, welcome to another Wednesday edition of the Mailsack. I am here with my friend, my fellow host, Lucas. How are we doing, bud?
Hey, I'm doing good. Ready to take a few calls and help some people kind of sort through this week one worth of data that we have here.
Yeah, it's already getting pretty crazy. The phones are already blowing up. Make sure everybody get out there. Give us a call. It's 320-24-SLEEP.
They're going to need the numbers, Dirty Job. Some people don't know how to do that. Some people don't know how to spell. It's 320-247-5337. Call in now. If we missed your call already, sorry we weren't on the air. David, call back in. Call in. If you call in, your question gets priority. We're going to jump through the questions on the Sleeper Wire channel and also questions from the main fantasy chat. So call in if you like to right now.
Excellent. So we'll just go ahead and kick it off right out of the Sleeper Wire main thread. The first statement is really not a question, but Dan 2MC brings up a fine point. He said, but why sleep when you're not sleeping? Should be 320-24-WOKE. Which I completely agree.
Yeah, that number wasn't available. Plus, it's Sleepwire show. It's not Woke Wire. So it's another podcast. We'll get it from another
that's
show.
a great new podcast idea. We've already Steve, you got that domain name? Okay.
Woke Wire, yeah. Registering it now.
Great.
Excellent. Well, he also follows that up with a real question. He says, who would you rather play, old reliable Phillip Rivers versus the trashy Buffalo, or the new and exciting Mahomes versus trash Pittsburgh?
That's tough. I think I still got to go Rivers here. My only worry with that is that they get up so much that they just start running the ball.
Right. I don't know. I have a feeling Buffalo might actually come out here and surprise us. They looked really disorganized. It looked like a few things that could be fixed by coaching. The talent is not there on the offense, but they do have Josh Allen starting this time, so we'll hopefully see a little bit more of a team out of there. And I really just don't feel like Pittsburgh is trash, honestly. I feel like Pittsburgh is actually a pretty decent team, and they had themselves a pretty decent shootout against another fairly decent team last week. So I'm actually kind of a little nervous about my Patrick Mahomes this week, so I'm going to go with Old Man Rivers too.
All right. So I'm going to grab one here from our thread.
You got a call. We promised we give them call priority. So
all right. Let's take it.
Here's the first caller.
Yep.
Caller, how you doing?
Doing well, gentlemen. This is me, 40 from Ohio. How's it going?
Hey, it's going well.
Good. I'll get right to it. I got a couple of questions. Hopefully you got time. In terms of starting lineup, I could go with Allen Robinson or Cooper Kupp. Wanted to know what you guys think. I got a trade offer I received Jordan Howard. Actually, I give Jordan Howard and Kirk Cousins and receive Odell Beckham. And then last question on waivers, Marlon Mack is available as well as Austin Ekeler. I was thinking of picking up one and dropping Geronimo Allison or John Brown, especially if the Odell Beckham trade goes through. Wanted to know what you guys think. I know it's a lot. You don't have to answer all of them if you don't have time.
No, we can answer all of them. Let's just get through them quickly, and we'll start with the first one. It's Allen Robinson or Cooper Kupp. So we have Allen Robinson in Chicago against Seattle. Seattle, they look like they were able to be passed on. We saw Emmanuel Sanders just absolutely go nuts against them. Seattle is no longer the Legion of Boom. They have Earl Thomas. He's a great player, but he does not make the Legion of Boom. Cooper Kupp, is pretty red zone dependent. Going against Arizona, Arizona was able to be run on a lot, so I expect the ball to be on the ground often. I think I would go Allen Robinson here because Trubisky seemed to kind of key in on Allen Robinson and not really look at anyone else. So I think Allen Robinson is going to be the safer play here at home. Mike, what do you think?
Okay, so I agree. I think I like Allen Robinson at home in situation. To get to the second part of that question, I do like to go in for Odell Beckham Jr. I really do, but man, I really do not like trading running backs for receivers. And even though you're getting like the receiver of receivers, I feel like I like Jordan Howard's expectations, and plus I like keeping the running back long.
So what was the total trade again? Who for who?
I give Jordan Howard and Kirk Cousins.
I believe Jordan Howard and Kirk Cousins.
Okay, so my question is, what running backs do you have behind Jordan Howard?
Running backs I have behind Jordan Howard, I've got David Johnson. I also have Mark Ingram waiting in the wings, Philip Lindsay, and Chris Thompson.
Okay, so
half-point PPR.
Half-point PPR, and it's just a one flex, 2 running back league.
Yep, just one flex.
Okay, I think that as long as you're set at QB, I might actually consider this, Mike, because he's a little thin right now before Ingram comes back, but Odell's a difference maker, and Jordan Howard is going to have big games, and he's going to have games that he kind of falls off. So I think if it were me, as long as you're set at quarterback, I think Chris Thompson's looking plenty good. Like I said, you're going to be a little thin until Ingram comes back. But I think I would do it.
Pat Mahomes. Okay. Pat Mahomes and Tyrod Taylor are my other quarterbacks.
Okay. Is he pretty set on Kirk Cousins? What do you think, Mike? Are you going to stay put here?
No, I'll probably make that trade too. You have David Johnson. You got a lot of good running backs. Chris Thompson. I'm good with David Johnson, Chris Thompson until week 4, when we can rock Ingram out there. So I actually do think I make this trade because I agree. I mean, even against Jalen Ramsey, the guy put up 100 yards, and he didn't score. That was the only bad thing.
Yep, and I would go out there and try to get another running back or two, see if Wilkins is there or Yeldon, or just see maybe Buck Allen. Buck Allen's a really good pickup right now. Kenneth Dixon is hurt, so Buck Allen will get some more touches. So I think I would do that trade and then go try to pick up Buck Allen.
Okay, awesome. That kind of leads into my third question, which was a waiver question. I was looking at Marlon Mack and Austin Ekeler and was going to drop one of my peripheral receivers. But you think Buck Allen is a better pickup than either one of those guys?
I figured both of those guys would already be off the board right now. Do your waivers not process until tomorrow?
No, they already processed. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was surprised that they were still there too. So I figured if I get Odell,
it's looking like Marlon Mack may play this.
John Brown.
Yeah. Who are those receivers again?
Geronimo Allison and John Brown.
I think that I would.
Go ahead.
I think I would go get Marlon Mack, and I would drop John Brown. Devontae Adams landed on his shoulder awkwardly in the game, so I don't know what kind of implication that's going to have. But if he ends up having to miss any time at all, Geronimo is going to be pretty valuable. Although I do like John Brown. If you make this trade and get Odell, I would want the running back depth, and I think Marlon Mack is probably going to be back on the field this week, so I would go get Marlon Mack.
Okay.
I almost think I have Buck Allen, but I'm with you 100%. I like Marlon Mack enough to where I agree with that. I'll sit back and I'll agree instead of arguing.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that's all my question, guys. I really appreciate you getting them all in. Unless you have something else to add, I'll let you go.
Yeah, I think that's it, bud. Go get them.
Good luck.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. You guys are great.
Appreciate it. See ya.
All right, I have no idea where you left off, but I will alert you if more calls come in, guys.
Okay, so let's run through some of these. We have R. Sommers R. Somers, Patriots fan, wants to know if he should trade his Royce Freeman for Dion Lewis. He is the Henry owner. Mike?
It's Royce Freeman for Dion Lewis. I'd hold on to Royce Freeman one more week. I would hold on to him one more week and see what he does on this offense.
I would absolutely hold on to Royce Freeman as well. I do like Dion Lewis, but Royce Freeman could still very well end up being a bell cow here. We like Lindsay, and he should have been owned this week for sure, but we don't know how it's really going to play out. So let's wait and see if Freeman ends up being the bell cow that everyone thought he was going to be prior to the season starting.
Yeah, I just feel like he might be accidentally trading away an RB1, right?
Yeah, it's too early. Let's not overreact on that. Dion Lewis had a great game, and we like Dion Lewis, but I don't know how I feel about the Titans, and we don't know what's really going to happen with Mariota. So next I have Philly Guy 112. He wants to know Chris Thompson or James White, full PPR flex spot. This isn't even a question for me, right?
Yeah. I don't even have to blink when I say that one. Chris Thompson all day.
Yeah, Chris Thompson may very well finish as an RB1 in PPR, so he's locked and loaded from how he looked to me last week for the rest of the season. I'm never benching him in a PPR.
Yeah,
next, we got Shady23. Kittle or Njoku this week?
I like Njoku this week. I know he had a pretty down week last week, but I think you just had a really tough defensive battle between those two teams. It was raining. It was wet. I go with Njoku.
See, I'm split here with you because George Kittle looked pretty good last week, except for dropping that one long pass, but he was targeted often by our boy Jimmy Garoppolo, and San Francisco is also playing Detroit, and they're playing in San Francisco. So if Sam Darnold can pick apart the Detroit defense, I think Jimmy G can. So I would go Kittle here. He seems to be old faithful for Jimmy.
All right, guys, can I Oh, Mike, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, go ahead.
Did you have an answer for this question? Because I got a priority question here I wanted to interrupt with.
Yes. Help me out with my flex guys. Lynch, Josh Gordon, or Corey Davis.
Okay.
Now, I love Gordon, but I'm afraid to start him with all this huge drama going on.
Who was the other one? Lynch, Gordon, and who?
Corey Davis.
Man, that's a good one.
I'm sticking with Gordon here. He's starting this week. I feel like we'll get to see him explode. I think we'll see Josh Gordon this weekend.
I like Josh Gordon. For me, it's very much between Josh Gordon and Marshawn Lynch. The reason that I'm not going Lynch is because game script definitely seems to affect Gruden's usage of Lynch. After seeing Lynch carry 10 players 10 yards into the end zone for that touchdown, I thought Marshawn Lynch was going to put up a 50-point game, and then he just wasn't there anymore. So I think I would go Josh Gordon. The guy doesn't need a whole lot of targets. It doesn't seem to make things happen, and they're going to need him.
Okay. That is the priority question. From the sleeper side again, we've got a whole bunch of scrolling. We got Chalupa Batman. He says, should I trade Thielen for Trey Burton and Hogan?
No.
I almost think I'd make this trade just because I kind of like the upside of Hogan and Trey Burton. I know they both had a bad off week, but I really think...
Where's the upside of Hogan? Philip Dorsett was 7 for 7, and Edelman's coming back in 3 weeks.
I don't know. Hogan just seems to turn it on and light it up when you least expect him, and I have him starting on a lot of my daily this week.
I mean, that's fair, and Hogan will have his games, but I think Thielen with Kirk Cousins is going to be a weekly guy, and I just think that you're trading – you are not getting the best player in this trade whatsoever. Hogan is not locked and loaded, and I love Trey Burton's talent, but I'm not sure how much I trust Trubisky and the offense yet for that usage that we would really like to see. So if you're really, really hurting at tight end, it's probably an okay trade to make if there's nothing else available on the waiver wires. Like if you just lost Olsen or Delaney Walker and you weren't able to get anything else, then that's probably okay to make the trade. But if you're just getting Trey Burton as a backup, or he's kind of a lateral move to a tight end that you already have, I would not do this deal.
Yeah, I kind of think I just might have stars in my eyes for Trey Burton. I have a feeling he's just going to be just electric for the rest of the season, and I don't know why, because I kind of agree with your apprehension there, because there's nothing really that would indicate that they're leading this, and so it's 100% gut when I say that.
And you got to go with your gut a lot in fantasy football. You got to live and die by it. I would much rather go with my gut and be wrong than, go with the chalk and be wrong.
Excellent.
Mike, the audience is saying you're cutting out a little bit. I don't know if there's anything you can do with your microphone in a couple of seconds here on a live show, but I can hop in for a minute or two if there's something you can reset or rejoin the call. I'm not sure what the issue is. Drop it out once.
Probably is because we're getting hit by about 75-mile-an-hour winds, but so I'll try to.
That'll do it.
I'll try to connect. Yeah,
Careful,
I mean it.
Buddy. Be careful out
Kind
there.
of throws everything when that. It's the lovely Wyoming.
Hey, what's going on, Hoos?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, this is just about the right time for you to hop in here. It sounds like.
Yeah. All right. So, Mike, go fix yourself up, and Hoos and Lucas will have it. Let me interrupt real quick with a Mixler question that just came in from Taz650. He listens every week. I just got sent an offer for my Hopkins and Keenan for his Gurley and A-Rob. Now, it's a non-PPR league. He wants to know if it's a fair deal or should he try to get more from the Gurley owner. So he's giving up Hopkins and Keenan in a standard, getting Gurley and Allen Robinson. What do you think?
I would not do this. I would want better than Allen Robinson. And you're giving up 2 top 6 wide receivers there. I love Gurley. I am Gurley's number 1 fan. Signed jersey hanging up on my wall. But you are giving up a ton in those 2 wide receivers. And I'm not a big Allen Robinson fan in the way of replacing those 2 guys. So if he has anything better at wide receiver, I would try to target that.
Yeah, I definitely feel the same here. I'm not really in love with Robinson at all. But, I'm also interested to know what the rest of his wide receiver core looks like. I mean, if it's better than Allen Robinson, like much better, then maybe, but no, with the information we have here, no.
Okay. Let me grab one more real quick. Chris Ochoa asks, I guess this is a start question. Hunt, Peterson, Alfred Morris, full point PPR. Week 2.
Hunt. You can't. Don't be down on Hunt. Hunt is still the man. He needs some more touches, but they could be having some weather up there this coming weekend. So I think Hunt should have a pretty big game, and especially if Ben Roethlisberger ends up sitting out.
Okay. Guys, if you're trying to call in and we didn't get to you because we're in the middle of a question, just try again. 320-24-SLEEP is the number. If I don't answer your call, we're just because we're on another call or we're talking, and we'll get to you, so just keep trying. Last one from the Mixler. Tristan Goodwin wants to know, should I start Derek Carr or Roethlisberger this week?
Oof. Roethlisberger, got him. If he starts.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think I guess I would lean Roethlisberger. I don't love it.
This caller keeps calling in right as we're answering questions. Mike, are you back with us?
I am back with you. Are we sounding good? Coming through okay?
Yeah, you sound much better. All right, caller, try one more time while we're reloading for the next question. Mike, I think you had a pretty good handle of where you were going on questions, and I'll just step back into the background now.
Okay, excellent. Well, it just, of course, reset everything. So we got Mini Mall Impact. Mini Mall Impact is back. Lost McKinnon. His only RBs on his roster.
We got a call here. We got a call.
You got to take the call. You got to take the call.
Hey there.
What's going on, caller?
from?
Wait, am I on?
Yes, you are.
On.
Okay. This is just a girl.
Hey,
And I have 3 questions.
Yes.
One, and I'm admittedly biased, so I need a little help. Okay, one, I need to choose 3 out of the 4. DJ, Mixon, Royce, or Lindsay.
You said DJ Mix. Well, it's DJ.
David Johnson, is that what you said?
Yeah, David Johnson, Mixon, Royce, Lindsay.
Yeah, you can stop there. You can stop there. You know, David Johnson's the guy.
DJ's still the man. I know he didn't have a real good showing. That team looked bad, but DJ is your man. Have faith in him.
Well, no, I need 2 more after that. I need 3.
Oh, you need
backs
3 out of the 4.
Out of those 4.
And
It's half point PPR.
Okay, so we need 2 out of the 3 then is where we're at, because David Johnson's starting.
Yep.
So what are the other 3?
It's Lindsay, Freeman.
Mixon, Lindsay, and Freeman.
You know, it's going to be a tough matchup for Mixon against Baltimore, but I think that I'm still going to play him. He looked good. I think that they're more comfortable getting him the touches. And so it's really between playing Royce or Lindsay. And for me, I think that I still have to go Royce. He's the bigger back. He's the one that's more likely to get the work. So I'm still going Royce Freeman there. What about you guys?
PPR or standard?
Half point.
Half point.
I mean, they did the same exact work with the with the work. Other than Lindsay, of course, he had 3 targets. He got the touchdown. So, I mean, I like that even in half point. So I'd probably lean Lindsay. Yeah, and then mix in there.
So Mike, Lindsay, or Freeman?
You need 3, right?
I'm a diehard Broncos fan, and so I have to say that I would almost feel comfortable playing both Freeman and Lindsay over Mixon against that Baltimore matchup this week. And I mean, it doesn't seem like it makes sense, but I really feel like those guys split carries enough. Both had Freeman did not have the touchdown. He needed that touchdown, and he had a huge game. And Lindsay had a huge game. So I feel like they can both, especially do it against that Oakland defense.
It's a decent matchup.
I was thinking the same thing, but I'm a Bronco fan too, so I needed objectivity.
What's that?
I was thinking the same thing you were, Mike, about playing both Royce and Lindsay, but I know I'm a Bronco fan, so I know I'm biased. So that's why I needed some objectivity on the question.
Yeah, so see, I'm probably not the right guy to ask for that kind of objectivity because I'm right there with you. I'm like, yay, Broncos, let's do it. But I do see the conundrum that these guys both came up with, but I just really don't like Mixon at Baltimore. I don't think that that's going to be a very productive game for that team.
I just think he gets enough work in the passing game and on the ground that he still makes a decent day.
Yeah, I still think Mixon is your number 2 guy, and flip a coin for which Bronco you want to play.
Yep.
And that's probably the healthiest advice to follow.
Okay, now I have this question in 3 different lineups. One of them's in full PPR and the other is half PPR. The choice between Ekeler, Lindsay, and Alex Collins.
Alex Collins for me.
Yeah, I think you got to go Collins here. I do like all of the other guys, but Collins is still the guy, and Dixon is now out, who is the one that was taking the main touch workload away from Collins. So I think you got to go Collins here.
I'm a Collins guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I got to go Ekeler here. I just feel like Ekeler has enough work in both passing game, and then also on the ground. So it didn't look so good. I mean, and You still got Buck Allen there. So, and I'm a Collins guy, but I'm not saying I'd give up on Collins. I don't know. I'd probably fade him this week.
I don't know, for reasons that follow. I feel like that Baltimore versus Cincinnati will be much more of a football game. I think the reason we saw Collins leave is because that was such a one-sided shellacking happening. They were just like, okay, well, we're not going to waste our talent on this game. Let's let Allen get in there. Let's let Dixon get out there. I think it was more of that. I think you'll see Collins in the game a lot more actively in this next one because they're going to need him more.
You could be right, but 7 for 13 kind of scares me. If he doesn't get that touchdown, he only gave you 6 points. So I don't know.
If you want to hedge your bet, maybe use Ekeler in the PPR and then Collins in the others. Use Ekeler in the full point.
Well, the Chargers on the road in Buffalo versus Denver at home versus Oakland?
You got to go Chargers. And I love Josh Allen. Allen is like favorite player ever.
Yeah, I'm not so worried. And honestly, one of the big things for Ekeler is because they're playing the Bills. If they get up on them enough, I think they rest Melvin Gordon, and I think we see more touches for Ekeler. So I like the odds of how that game script is likely to go.
Yeah, and he had 5 for 87 and a touchdown. So it's just as Lucas was alluding to. I think they used him quite a bit.
Okay. Now, for assuming one team has defense, Jets, Bears, or New Orleans?
I'd go Bears.
Bears.
Okay, that one was easy. Last one is kind of more subjective because I do have Bell and I picked up Connor, but I have Connor in other leagues. Is he sustainable and someone I just keep playing him? Or what's your thoughts on Connor moving forward? Or was last week just a lucky week?
No, you keep rolling them out there. You definitely keep rolling them out there. I'd still try to trade them, but I think you get quite a bit for them after, like last week. But definitely roll them out there, while you have them, with no Bell, he looked fantastic. So you definitely keep rolling them out there.
And then they Bell off the depth chart, which is just another indicator that Connor is going to be there for a minute, I think. We might not see Le'Veon Bell play in a Steelers uniform again. It might be getting to that.
Well, I think that's a little bit dramatic.
Yeah, I'm not quite there, but I that's the reason why I tell you to trade for, you trade him away, because I do believe that Bell does come back, and it might be fairly soon. So, if you can get something for him now, especially something substantial, I'd definitely be for it.
All right,
I'm lucky
hope this helps.
Connor where I had Bell. So, well, those are my questions. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, take care. Thank you.
Catch you later. Thanks.
Okay. I got to remind the callers, when you call in, please turn the broadcast down, because otherwise it feeds back and it's on a delay. So if you're listening, thank you. But when you call in, please turn it down. Thanks. One more quick one from the Mixer chat, a follow-up from Zcoda7. I don't think we talked about this. Add Penny and drop Breida. Not a starter, more of a stash. What do you think?
I think Penny has more upside if it's just for a stash.
All right, Breida.
I like Breida. Yeah.
Breida.
Here.
2 for Breida.
Okay. Breida it is.
And then I'm still getting more information on that trade question from Taz650. I'm trying to find out who his wide receivers are if he gives away Hopkins and Allen. That might be an all-night question. But let's jump back into the thread. I'll let you guys know. Actually, we have another call now, so let's take it. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, just on a quick question about, I got a trade offer in the Dynasty League. Alshon Jeffrey and Dion Lewis and a future second for Stephon Diggs. Just wondering the thoughts on that.
Ooh.
The first player, Dion Lewis, of who?
and Alshon Jeffrey.
Okay.
Mm.
How old is Alshon now?
I think I'd rather have Diggs. No, much rather have Diggs.
I think I want Diggs' side of this trade too.
So Alshon, Dion Lewis, and a future second.
Even though I think Lewis is only like 27 or something like that, so he's not that old, but still, the second could be nice. Where in the second round? Is it early or?
It'll depend on draft order next year.
Oh, yeah, okay. It would depend on draft order, and the kids' team's looking pretty good.
You'd be trading away Diggs.
Yeah.
No, I think I'd rather keep Diggs, to be honest, here.
Yeah, I like Diggs a lot this year.
Okay, sounds like we're keeping Diggs. That's a fair it's a fair offer, though.
It yeah. Yeah.
It's just time to get on the field before I start worrying about trading for him.
I just don't see any upside, where Diggs is upside all day long, and Alshon's, downside of his career. Dion Lewis, he's a back, although he's not that old, he's not that young either, so the second round could be good, but we don't know. We know what Diggs is, so and in a dynasty, I think I'd rather have that.
It sounds like we're staying Diggs, bud.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Good luck, man.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Good call. Remember, turn your radio down. All right, guys, jump back into the threads. We'll do a bunch of those, and then we'll jump back in the mix of questions.
Okay, Mike, I got some here lined up. We have G. Ezzy.
In the middle of the mini mall impact.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Hit that one.
Yeah.
In the mall.
Let me just finish it. We got mini mall impact. Lost McKinnon. His only RBs on his roster he trusts to play were Zeke and Hyde in standard. Would recommend picking up Yeldon or Lindsay. He can only get one.
I think Lindsay, because Yeldon, you really need Fournette to go down to really be out. And there's reports. It's 50-50 whether or not he plays this week, but I think he would for sure play the following week. And Lindsay, it really is up in the air there right now. He could end up being the most productive back. That's not how I would bet, but he has standalone value.
I say ditto.
Oh. You said ditto, Goose?
I say ditto, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nope, I agree with that too. And I mean, like Zeke and Hyde, that's not too bad to have as the guys to rely on.
Okay. So we have not G-Easy, but G-Ezzy here. And he's wanting to know if he should trade his Fournette for Le'Veon Bell. He has Gordon and Connor. I mean, that looks like a really, really good deal if Bell comes back in the next couple of weeks.
Right.
Looks like a pretty terrible deal if Bell doesn't come back, and he could have been rocking Fournette, Gordon, and Connor all season long.
Running backs look like?
It doesn't say. He has Fournette, and he'd be getting Bell in return. He has Gordon and Connor. That's all we know.
If you got the depth, I would do it. To be honest, I just tried to offer Kareem Hunt for Bell, straight up, and it got denied. So, I still want Bell, so if I can get opportunity to get him, and I've got the depth, I do it, but if I don't have the depth, I'm definitely not sacrificing that. Fournette's going to give you games week after week, providing he doesn't get injured or re-aggravates his injury, he should be fine. So, for now, I think you kind of wait and hold and see and until we know more about your roster.
All right, we got a call. Right. Grab this call real quick.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Go ahead, caller.
Fellas.
What's your name?
It's Ricardo Banks. How you doing?
Hey, Ricardo.
Hey, I got a couple questions. Make it quick. All right, so my wide receivers, Stephon Diggs, Landry, Cooper Kupp.
Mike Williams, and Kenny Stills. I'm looking to trade Cooper Kupp for Mixon. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
It's a half PPR.
I don't think you get them, but
yeah, if you can make that deal happen, I would take it and run.
If you got an offer for it, heck, you take it now.
My running backs are Jordan Howard, Royce Freeman, Le'Veon Bell, Jonathan Williams, Sony Michel, Deion Lewis.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what running backs you have. I'd take this deal anyway, even if I'm bloated. Yeah, I'd figure it out later. This is a home run.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Problem, mate. Good luck.
Okay, all set.
All right. So next we have Big Blue 212 and Start One Flex Standard League. Carson, Mike Williams, Morris, and John Brown. Hoos, let's go with you this time.
You said this is a standard?
Standard. He needs one.
Carson, Morris,
John Brown, and Mike Williams.
Mike Williams. I think I go Carson here.
I think go Carson here.
Yep, I think Carson's the play until we see him. Yeah, Carson's just the play here.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have Team Clyde. Russell Wilson or Tyrod Taylor?
It's a tough one.
It is. I think,
but it shouldn't be, but it is.
I think I'm going to go Tyrod.
Oh man, ooh.
They're playing New Orleans.
Yeah,
they're playing New Orleans, and you're going to have Josh Gordon back in action, ready to go. I mean, and he can run almost as well as Wilson can. So you have Wilson at the Bears, and he's throwing to Brandon Marshall and Tyler Lockett, or you have Tyrod. Granted, it's at New Orleans, but he has Landry and Njoku and a healthy Josh Gordon. I mean, I like these receiving options.
Damn it, you sold me. I'm going with you.
All right.
I'm going with Tyrod.
You just sold the room.
Yeah. I'll take me some shares of Tyrod.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put some daily plays here. So next, let's see, what do we have going? Big Blue 212 again wants to know Matt Ryan or Stafford. Wow, two quarterbacks that did not do so hot week one.
I'd look for Stafford to bounce back.
You said this is Stafford or I'm sorry, who?
Matt Ryan or Stafford.
I think I'd rather go Ryan here actually.
Ooh, okay. So this is a tough one. You have Matt Ryan at home against Carolina, divisional game. Carolina's defense looked pretty good against Dallas. Or you have Stafford on the road playing at San Francisco. That's tough. That's a tough one. I think I got to go Stafford here. It's close. It's close.
There you go. You know Stafford there. Stafford's going to be a dude. He's going to be a guy.
That was painful. That was painful to say. Okay, next. Can't tell if these are I's or L's, but it looks like triple L, Any Sam. What do we got here? Does anyone else know how to pronounce this? What is this supposed to be? Eleni Sam, I think, is what it's actually. It's capital I and L. Eleni Sam. So Roethlisberger or Alex Smith? Mike? Let's go. Who's take this one?
Right. But, man, I like Ben Roethlisberger at home, too. So give me Alex Smith just because we got injury concern.
Yeah, I mean, if Roethlisberger's fine, I'm going to go Roethlisberger. But, yeah, if he doesn't seem good towards the end of the week, I mean, we're already on hump day as we're recording this, hump day night. But, yeah, This is a tough one, but yeah, right now I definitely lean Roethlisberger.
I think I got to go Roethlisberger if he's playing. Phillip Rivers put up some numbers against Kansas City last week, so I think Roethlisberger could do it too.
Yeah, that Kansas City defense doesn't scare me. Like Roethlisberger.
Okay. Next we have Prince of Philly. I traded George Kittle for Josh Gordon. My backup tight end is Evan Ingram. PPR, good trade. I think that was a fine trade. I think Josh Gordon could end up being a high-end wide receiver too. Mike, what do you think?
High end too, exactly the same spot I've got him, and so I feel like that's a fine trade. You won.
Who's?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, we're in agreement. We'll move on. Chiefs 100.
100.
No. Marshawn Lynch, Corey Davis, or Josh Gordon at the flex spot in a standard. Pretty much had this same question earlier between Gordon and Marshawn Lynch. What do you think?
Say Gordon or Marshawn Lynch?
Yep.
You got to keep an eye out if Lynch is good. If he is, I'm fine with starting Marshawn over Gordon. But you got to just keep an eye on it because I think he left the game with like a sickness or something like that. I don't know.
So what do you think, Mike? Where are you leaning here?
Just don't like Oakland, Denver that much.
Yeah, I'm. I think I'm still going Gordon here for the same reason I like Tyrod. They're playing New Orleans, which looked very susceptible, and I think Josh Gordon has a field day. So if Lynch is good, I don't mind the play, but Gordon would be would get my vote here.
There you go.
Mike, do you have a couple more for us in your thread?
I do. We got Chaplain CZ. He says he's a Delaney Walker owner. He picked up Jonnu Smith. Somebody dropped Eifert. Did I pick up Eifert or start Jonnu?
Oh, I think
Foot.
I like Eifert if he's healthy. I mean,
Same here. If he's on the field, I'm trying to play him. I know last week was a down week, but give him another chance. I think roll him out. We got Kent K916. Imagine your only RBs are Lynch, Hunt, and Yeldon. If someone offers you a 3-for-1, what would you do? Give Kareem, get Lamar Miller, Chris Thompson, and Sony Michel, or keep Kareem and keep my team without without RB depth?
Hoos, what do you think here?
Man, you don't have much. I almost want to say you try to get better, but this isn't a terrible trade.
Yeah.
I think I take it, but I would try to get better though.
Yeah, try to upsell the trade, sell your player high here and see if you can get a little bit more, and maybe you can. So shoot for the moon, see what you get. You need some help, it sounds like. So best.
The only thing with Hunt is after that bad game, I don't know how much. It's not very high right now. So, this guy is kind of giving you. Is this a PPR? I wonder. I think I make this trade though.
I think I might make this trade too for Lamar Miller, Chris Thompson, and Sony Michel. I mean, that is an ugly running backfield right there with Lynch. Yeldon is your only other two guys. I mean, Yeldon's probably not even going to play until you get an injury. I mean, he'll play, but he won't play with any kind of fantasy production.
Yeah, you can't start.
Yeah,
you probably need to make this happen one way or the other.
Yeah, but I would try to get something better than Lynch in there. I would try to get, or not Lynch, but something better than Lamar Miller. He's going to be pretty decent, but I think
you have to watch out for Foreman.
Right.
Can I put a pin in the questions real quick and knock out a few Mixler questions?
Sure.
All right. Taz650, the guy who's thinking about trading away Hopkins and Keenan in a standard to get Gurley and Allen Robinson. So he gave me some more information. his wide receivers behind those two that he's going to give up are Kelvin Benjamin, Josh Gordon, Robbie Anderson, and Sammy Watkins. So that's what he'd be left with, plus Allen Robinson. And then the guy, he's also looking here, if he gives up Hopkins, Keenan Allen, and Drake, and gets Gurley and Ajayi, what do you think about that?
He has no wide receiver depth after that. I mean, he has Josh Gordon, but Kelvin Benjamin. I like Robbie Anderson, but I think you were selling out, and I really like Keenan Allen and DeAndre Hopkins. So I think I would stand pat here.
Yeah, he's putting and imagine Gurley gets hurt next week. Like, then you're out. You're done. So at least you have a couple options, a couple bodies to put the weight on in that one. But he's still working on it. We'll see. Curtis is on the chat today. Full PPR question for Flex. Carson, Keelan Cole, Fuller, Crowell, Enunwa. Needs one. Full PPR Flex.
Oh, boy. Full PPR. Yeah, either Enunwa or Keelan Cole for me. I think Keelan Cole could have a big week.
Yeah, that's what I'm on too, is Cole.
The one thing, Enunwa saw 48% of Sam Darnold's passes, so that's a pretty big statistic.
I like it.
So I think we're leaning. Oh, that's really tough. Flip a coin, Keelan Cole or Enunwa. That's where we're at, bud.
Okay.
Those are our boys.
All right, Wilson27 wants to know, this is a hard question. What's the absolute most I can get from McCoy? It can be a running back or wide receiver, whatever, if he's trading him.
I mean, you're not trading him right now after that game, right, guys? You're going to wait for him to do something before trying to trade him?
I mean, it depends what you're getting.
Well, that's what he's asking us. He's asking us what can he expect to get from McCoy right now, and it's not going to be as much as it will be if he has a good game. Or a decent game.
I mean, I think right now you can probably get you like something you're not going to like, maybe like an Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can get like a Kenyon Drake maybe, and even that, I don't know. Maybe you get that. I don't know.
You might be able to get You might be able to get Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Tristan Goodwine. I don't think we got to this one. You guys think Randall Cobb will have another great game or start Quincy Enunwa?
I'm sticking with Cobb.
I would say monitor Devontae Adams. If Devontae Adams is good to go, I'm going Enunwa.
Either way, he'll be on Rhodes Island next week, so I think the wide receiver, too, will be the guy to have next week, especially with Minnesota. I think they're going to – or no, Minnesota's coming to Green Bay, right?
Give me Cobb here.
Yeah, it's in Lambeau. Okay, so 2-1, they're saying go Cobb. I am still not quite sold back on Cobb yet, but – obviously, monitor Aaron Rodgers also, because if he's not playing, that changes things.
If Cobb is for some reason the wide receiver one and Devontae Adams doesn't play, then I change my mind, because that's who Xavier Rhodes will be covering. It's just not a guy you even pass to because he's so disruptive.
Eric,
the only guy that looked good against him is Marvin Jones, pretty much.
Right.
Okay, Eric Musial asks, based on the Stafford-Ryan question, would you pick up Tyrod Taylor and start him this week over Stafford, therefore dropping Ryan, or roll with Stafford?
It's funny because I almost answered that question, Tyrod Taylor.
What do you think here, Hoos?
I think I go Tyrod here.
Yep.
So pick up Tyrod, drop Ryan, start him over Stafford.
Why can't he drop Stafford?
Yeah, I like Stafford. I like Stafford more than.
Yeah.
Stafford more than Ryan this week, caller or listener. But season long, I would rather have Matt Ryan. So if you're just looking for the play this week, it's Tyrod Taylor, and then keep Matt Ryan.
Okay. Hot Toddy 27-31. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
I was going to say I'd like to finish that off with congratulations, Universe. You win. Because that's
All right, Hot Toddy 27-31. Full PPR, flex. We got Hogan, Emmanuel Sanders, Kenny Stills, or Jamal Williams.
Just one?
Just one.
Sanders. I mean, I'm not sitting Sanders ever again this season.
Nope. Not with that target count.
Unless I see a Q next to his name or an O. Yeah, that's Sanders all the way, baby.
All right, and Curtis with the follow-up. Curtis, ×2, baby. All right, Austin Ekeler. Oh, okay, so he's asking, does he drop Penny for one of these guys on waivers right now, full PPR? Austin Ekeler or Breida?
I'd pick up Ekeler.
Ekeler. You mean a nice, tasty Austin Ekeler?
So drop Penny for Austin.
Yeah. I think I would. Man, I still think I would hold Penny, but we already have two. We already have two Eklers here, so I think Eckler's the way to go.
Okay.
Why would you want Penny? Well, we'll move on, I guess.
All right, that's it for the mixer right now.
I'm not a Chris Carson believer in the long run, so I think that they eventually get Penny back in. So he might be a second half of the season guy for you, but I'm just not sold on Chris Carson yet.
Yeah, but even Ekeler on his own, I mean, he's got standalone value, and then, God forbid Melvin Gordon, goes down because they've got some shares of him. Then he just becomes just like a monster, so,
Yeah, I guess I'm not with only having the one real game of the data point of this game with Ekeler. I'm curious to see if his usage stays where it's at, goes up, or if it goes down. I think it goes up against Buffalo, but I am curious in what I believe to be more competitive games how much his usage is. So that's my only hope there.
Like to hit the guy on that change of pace. Listen to the great debate this week where we debate Ekeler versus Lindsay.
There you go.
We dropped some fire on both of them.
Awesome.
There you go.
All right, that's all I got on the mixer right now. What thread are we in terms of questions? I have no idea where we are.
Sack.
We're back and forth. We're back and forth.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Lucas is going to see you right here.
Okay, so let's do some rapid fire and rip through these. We got Federique wants to know if he should give Mariota another shot or drop him and stream Keenum versus Oakland. Run. Don't walk, run. Go get Case Keenum, get rid of Mariota. Keenum will be a much, much, much better quarterback this year for you than Mariota.
I would answer this question differently, but hopefully you're already running, as Lucas just advised you, and you're already making this change. Do it.
Should be on your team already. Should be on your team already.
Team Clyde wants to know, Crabtree or Anderson in the half point?
Crabtree.
Yep. I think Crabtree's the number one for Joe Flacco. He likes to wing the ball, and I think we're seeing Enunwa being the guy in a half point and full point PPR there for the Jets. Okay, next, Sean Son wants to know, will Enunwa and Lindsay have as good of games this week? Feeling nervous about starting them. Guys, what do we think here?
Any love to go around against Oakland. I feel pretty good about starting Lindsay. I don't know.
So,
yeah, I feel pretty good. Pretty good.
Both of them?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to give you, I mean, they could give you the same exact game, but it could be under. I would expect under, but I still think that they do, have a decent game. I don't think they come out and just have like a complete dud of a game and it's like what happened, I think both guys are used, pretty well and should help you. I mean, I would also want to know who are you starting these guys over, though. I mean,
Yeah, I think he's more just asking how we think that they're going to do, and I think Enunwa keeps going. I think that he does well, and with Lindsay, I'd be a little bit more hesitant to throw him in my lineup just because I want to see how it's going to play out. But I think that we saw what we can expect out of Enunwa.
Yeah, I think Lindsay's floor is about 8 to 10 points.
Wow, that's a good floor.
Yeah, I think that's his floor in the PPR. I think he can possibly give you those like high end, number one RB games, but I mean, I won't count on him, so I'd be fine starting him as a flex, but I'd be curious to know who's on the rest of your roster, who you have there.
Okay, we got a phone call. Go ahead, caller. What's your name?
My name's Sean. Are you still answering Johnson's question?
Sean, we can't hear you.
Sorry. Are
it's better.
Still answering Johnson's question about Enunwa and Lindsay?
Yeah, we just answered that one.
Yeah, this is me. I'm starting Enunwa over Amari Cooper and Lindsay over Devonta Freeman.
I don't mind starting Enunwa over Amari Cooper, to be honest, but if Devonta Freeman's out there, then I'm for sure playing Devonta Freeman over Lindsay.
Yep.
Yeah, same here. Start your studs.
Yeah, but the Enunwa play, he looks to be the real deal. So as long as he's healthy and out on the field, he's going to see a ton of targets and will be a great PPR play for you the rest of the season.
This is lovely hearing you say all these nice words about Enunwa, like about a couple years later after, after I'm telling you, hey man, this guy's better than Des Bryant or more relevant.
Yeah, he's a PPR monster.
Nightmare.
Was going to be so. Amari Cooper will have his big games, but Enunwa will be much more consistent for you.
He's safer.
Yes,
much safer.
All righty. Well, that answers my question. Thank you very much.
Good luck, bud.
Good luck, man.
All right, guys.
Guys, I got our first ever question from the Facebook group.
Hey,
this
what
is
do we
exciting.
got?
So, if you're not a member of the SleeperWire Fantasy Football Club on Facebook, go to groups and search for SleeperWire Fantasy Football Club and join. We'll answer your questions on there too. One of the original members, Darnell Bright, asks Trey Burton or Evan Ingram in half-point PPR this week.
What do you think?
Not a big Burton guy, but I'm going Burton.
Yeah, I am a big Burton guy, and I'm going Burton.
I'm perfectly okay with the Burton call there also because Evan Ingram's going to get shut out by my Cowboys. That defense is on point.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully the offense will learn to play too.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
We got going down now.
We got a few more from the Mixler real quick. I want to hit. The Chief, full PPR, looking to trade for a receiver. Would you rather keep Jamal Williams or Marshawn Lynch? He also has Saquon, Royce, and Aaron Jones.
Williams.
Yeah, I would rather keep Williams also.
Keep Williams? Okay.
Yep.
All right, Wilson asked, do we drop Jimmy G for Keenum? I asked him if he had another quarterback. He hasn't answered me yet, so I'm assuming this is just his starting. He may be streaming quarterback or starting quarterback.
I like Jimmy G. I do like Keenum, but I don't think that I'm dropping Jimmy Garoppolo for him.
I think they finished about the same. So It's a preference thing. If you like one more or the other, I don't think it hurts you. I think Keenum has shown that he's a guy that we can believe. So I don't know how many times he has to prove it to us, but I think after week one, he's definitely better than anything Broncos had before. So, and Jimmy G, although I do like him, I think he has better upside. I don't know. It's just something about him, it kind of makes me just a little bit ambivalent, I don't know what it is.
That jawline? That striking jawline?
It's probably, I get mesmerized and then just get lost.
It's because of his dating preferences, right?
Oh,
I don't know what to do afterwards. Throws me off.
All right. Mike, you want to weigh in on that one, or are you good with that?
I'm good with that.
All right.
I can't argue anything what he just said right there.
All right.
He's just too dreamy to play him.
Too dreamy, yeah. The Chief had one more question. Better start in full PPR this week. All right, so Calvin Benjamin, Keelan Cole, or Cole Beasley?
Keelan Cole, but I like the Cole Beasley pick. He was the number one wide receiver for the Cowboys last week.
Yep. Same here.
So,
3-shot.
All right, I'm done with that. Go ahead, move on.
All right, let's blow through these. Captain Kurt wants to know flex, full PPR, Keelan Cole, Carson, Crowell, Enunwa, or Fuller.
That's Curtis.
For me,
Curtis.
Oh, that's Curtis. Okay.
Curtis again. Curtis stuck in there again. Okay.
Didn't we do that one already?
Double dipping.
I think I don't remember Fuller being in there, but
okay.
But we might have. It's Keelan Cole for me, followed closely by Enunwa.
Same seas.
Okay.
Mike?
Yeah, same's again, man. We just keep on agreeing. This is weird.
Okay, so Team Clyde wants to know Powell or Williams. I assume it's Jamal Williams. Half-point PPR. What do you guys think? Yeah, I like Jamal Williams, especially if Aaron Rodgers is in there.
Yeah, same here.
But
I do kind of get. Well, actually, I don't even mind it if Aaron Rodgers isn't there. I still like Jamal Williams.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Next we have N. Parker 05 wants to know his Cooper Cup for Geronimo Allison and Mike Williams. I would do this, especially if you. I mean, I think Mike Williams could be the best player out of this deal by the end of the year. Mike, what do you think?
I think I agree. I actually like if you looked at where he was getting hit and he was just catching everything thrown his way, I think he can really build up a rapport on that team. I like Mike Williams long term a lot.
Yeah, if you could just absorb the guy, like these kind of questions, I wish I knew a little bit more information. I kind of want to know who are you dropping here, or are you just absorbing the other guy?
I'm just assuming he is a droppable player after week 1.
Okay. Yeah. Then I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Because Travis Benjamin and Tyrell Williams are, I mean, they just can't hold on to the ball. We saw Travis Benjamin right through the breadbasket. So there's a lot of space there for Mike Williams. Stay Frosty 88. He's a Cowboys fan. I like this already. He wants to know, I trade Hopkins and Allen Robinson. In return, I receive David Johnson and Fitzgerald. Larry Fitz. Good trade. PPR. Hopkins and Allen. I mean, you're getting 2 Cardinals back, but those are 2 that I'm okay to have. Yeah, I actually like this because you're getting an elite running back. You're capitalizing on a down game, and I'm not an Allen Robinson fan. What do you guys think?
Yep. Love it.
Yes, here. I don't like running back for receiver, but I love going receiver for running.
Slam dunk.
All right, SJS 12 wants to know he needs a wide receiver, a running back, and a flex. So his 5 options are Quincy Enunwa, Godwin, Sammy Watkins, Marshawn Lynch, and Alfred Morris. I think Quincy Enunwa and Lynch need to be the wide receiver and running back for me, and then it would come down to Godwin, Morris, or Watkins for the flex. What do you guys think?
I really like Sammy Watkins this week. I think I'd be good flexing him. I like the first 2 as well.
I am agreeing way too much with. Well, this is not a problem. It's not a problem. But but yeah, exactly what you said is exactly what I would do. Godwin would be my flex.
Okay.
Can I jump in real quick? Got a couple more.
Sure.
Got a follow-up from Darnell on the Facebook. Currently own Royce Freeman and Melvin Gordon. Which handcuff should he grab? If you only can grab one. Lindsay or Ekeler?
Ekeler.
Okay. And from the Mixer, the chief follow-up question, would you sit Hogan to play Cole? Oh, this was the Cole Beasley or Keenan Cole or Cole Beasley question. Would you sit Hogan to play one of those guys, or would you roll with Hogan with the tough matchup?
No, I said Hogan.
Would you roll Keelan Cole? Yeah, I think Keelan Cole's the way to go here.
Cole and Beasley.
Wait, what?
Oh, I mean, and it's not that I'm down on Hogan, because I'm not. It's just the matchup.
Yeah.
He's gonna have these gonna be really bad matchups. You might be able to go get him you might be able to get him on waivers by some people that are really just, like they just felt like this is not the guy that they thought they were drafting. So you might be able to get him for waivers, if not really cheap, after this week.
Okay. Oh, and Wilson finally got back to me. His starting quarterback is Deshaun Watson, so it was Jimmy G and Keenum. So it is a backup quarterback situation. So you guys are good with either one.
Yeah, either or.
Yeah, either way.
All right, cool. That's all I got from the Mixer.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, Coco Pax wants to know, pick 2, Cooper Kupp, Aguilar, Allen Robinson, or Crabtree. Mike?
Crabtree.
Good one.
You said pick 1?
Pick 2. Aguilar has to be in there.
Aguilar and Kupp.
Aguilar and
Kupp for me.
Yeah, I think it's Aguilar and Crabtree for me, too. Just because I think Crabtree is going to be the red zone target for Flacco this year.
That's how I feel, too. I really like him a lot.
All right. Next, we got SJS12. Oh, nope, he's answering someone else's. Sandman25. If Rodgers or Adams is out, do I roll with Crabtree, Cole, or Crowder and standard? Who's?
Crabtree, Cole, or Crowder. I'm going to go Cole here.
In a standard.
Yeah, I think Cole could get a long bomb, possibly, and get in the end zone. But I guess Crabtree is a safer pick, so I'm going to go Crabtree, actually. Yeah, Crabtree.
I think I'm Crabtree also, with better shot at getting in the end zone. Mike?
Let's start Cole, but Crabtree's the guy.
Yeah, I love both Cole and Crabtree.
Am I the only one that's just hungry and seeing a salad right there or something like that? Like, would you like a Crabtree?
Yeah, cold cuts and some Crabtree. Some crabs. Oh, man.
For me, it's the Crabtree.
It's a good time.
Okay, so then we got Wilson27 said the bell had rung. He let Bell go and he traded him for McCoy and Jamal Williams. Good trade or break even? I don't know, buddy. I don't know. I mean, you're going to get usage out of those two immediately, so I'd probably say the way it stands right now for me, it's break even. If Bell comes back soon, you dumb messed up. If he's out all season, then you won. So, I mean, that's kind of where we're at. What do you guys think?
Rather have Bell.
I think I'd have rather sat on Bell, but yeah, McCoy and Jamal, if you needed the help now, you say you had to do it. So I'm gonna have to go with you, Wilson, and say that was a good trade, because if you had to do it, you got to do what you got to do to win, man. It doesn't do you any good to try to win in week 10, you know.
All right, so Go Pack Go wants to know Alex Collins or Chris Thompson in a half-point PPR.
Oh, come on. Give me, I mean, both of them are my boy, but give me my boy.
Chris Thompson is the way you go here.
Oh, yeah.
That's weird that I'm saying it, but I agree. Chris Thompson, and I love Alex Collins, and I like him a lot this week, in fact.
All right, so I think that was pretty easy. Backstreet's Dak, I like it. Who does he start? He needs one. We don't know. Okay, half-point PPR. Lockett, Kupp, Royce Freeman, Alfred Morris.
Give me Kupp.
I think I'll take Cup here. I mean, depending on if it's standard or PPR.
Ooh, it's a half-point PPR, and Mike is not willing. He's not willing to take Freeman. I'd be going Freeman here.
Half point.
Freeman half PPR because I really think you'll see him get involved in the pass game this weekend. So give it to me. The only thing I like Cooper Cup a lot. I do, but I mean, it just seems like there's just so many mouths to feed on that team. It's hard for me.
Yeah, at half point. Yeah, I think I have to lean Freeman too. Sorry, I thought that was a full point.
Okay.
All right.
Got a caller. I already put the caller in. Caller, what's your name?
Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Lane.
What's up, Lane?
From Nebraska.
Nice.
So I was just wondering, I'm actually a Greg Olson owner, right? Unfortunately.
Sorry, man.
So I was wondering, what are your thoughts on O.J. Howard or Benjamin Watson?
He took the target share from the game this weekend. Give me O.J. Howard.
O.J. Howard, based off target?
I would go Watson for me personally.
Yeah, I was leaning Watson a little bit, but I wasn't sure.
Because I have to go. If I have to pick one, I think I'd have to pick Watson. I'm not really high on either one of these guys, though. Who else is out there?
Try to get Jonnu Smith. See if Jonnu's there, or Cook, or Kittle,
he was picked
or
up.
Ebron.
He's on. It was a really deep 20-rounder draft, 12 teams. So.
Oh, okay, so these are the guys that are left. Is
so O.J. Howard or Benny Watson was my pick. I might go Ben Watson.
Is a Will Dissly there? Or I'm kind of curious about stashing him. I'm curious about having him on a couple of my rosters.
Yeah, I mean, he's I guess viable, but mainly I
wouldn't start him.
I
just have
was
him
leaning
on
Howard
my roster.
So.
Well, he's replacing Greg Olson right now, though.
It would be Ben Watson for me.
What about the Olsen backup? What's this guy?
Ian Thomas.
Ian Thomas?
No, I'd rather.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather
he's available.
Watson.
He's available.
I guess Watson's going to be your guy here.
Just watch.
You
got Ryan Fitzpatrick on
Thanks,
those teams. He's all over the board, Ryan Fitzpatrick. You want to be a part of that offense, right? No?
It's magic.
I can't even say it with a straight face. It was hard to say that out loud. But I really do like O.J. Howard. I think, like I said, he seems to get the target share. I don't know if that's how it's going to go point forward on this, but I like him.
All right.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, caller disconnected, so you guys are free to carry on.
Oh.
Next we have Hype Means Nothing. He says, I drop Penny for Ryan Grant and pick up Jonnu Smith just in case. I either trade him or keep him and trade Jack Doyle. Good or bad?
It was a little confusing, but no.
Yeah.
No.
I think if you're keeping Jonnu Smith and then trading Jack Doyle, I think that's good, if that's what you're asking. Just a Girl wants to know, as a Broncos fan, DJ Mixon, Royce, and Lindsay, I think we answered that one for her earlier. Smooth 006 wants to know, in a standard league, who should I drop, Kelvin or Watkins, and pick up Bilal Powell, Godwin, Pettis, or Wilkins?
Godwin.
Yeah, I like Godwin. Oh, man, I really like
Would you drop Kelvin or Watkins?
Kelvin or Bilal Powell is what I think.
Yeah, I would drop Kelvin for Bilal Powell also. Running back's more.
Bilal Powell's going to be involved in that offense every time they need to pass.
Yeah, I think it's Bilal Powell for me also. The Godwin situation there is just a little murky on a game-to-game basis, I think, especially with D-Jax kind of balling out again, and then they have the two tight ends there also. Team Clyde wants to know, how do you listen to this? Site? Just says off air.
site? I mean, sleeperwire.com, or what do you mean? You could just a lot of different ways.
Mixlr.com/sleeperwire.
A lot of different ways. You know, you could do Podbean. You know, you could do Spotify. You know, we're all over the place. You know, so I mean,
okay. Just a Girl has another question. 2QB, Watson, Trubisky, and Darnold. It's Watson and who's the second one, guys? Trubisky or Darnold?
Darnold for me. I can't believe I'm saying it already, but man, that guy looked electric.
Okay, Darnold it is.
Really quick and get a few more of these
sure.
Main questions out of the way here. We got Hillshady80 says choose one wide receiver and one flex. Standard scoring: Hogan, Lockett, Stills, or Drake. Hogan, Lockett, Stills, Drake. We need one wide receiver, one flex.
Drake in the flex for me, and then I think I'm going to go Lockett for my wide receiver because he's just not thrown to any. He doesn't have anyone else to throw to.
Yeah, I'm going Stills and Drake here.
Okay, doubling up on Miami.
Miami too. I'm going Stills and Drake. Lax Pro asks. He says, "May I be on the show?" And absolutely, you can be on the show. Just give us a call, 320-24-SLEEP, bud. We'll get you right on right now. Cheese Does. We got, who would you rather have the rest of the season PPR? Keelan Cole, he said Keenan, or Geronimo Allison? Marshawn Lynch or Jamal Williams?
I think Jamal Williams.
Keelan Cole and Jamal Williams for me. Even though Marshawn Lynch does look delicious.
Yep, I'll go with you there, Mike.
Yeah, Cole and Williams, if it's two.
Cole and Williams. Josh J22 asks, would you trade Sanders and Ingram for Burton, A-Rob, and Royce Freeman?
No. You are not trading Sanders. Do not do that.
Hold on to Sanders.
Do not do that. You will thank us later. Sanders is going to be your boy.
Yeah, they've got a heck of a connection, him and Keenum. They're just, you can just see it, and it's going to continue to happen. Deros21 says, start week 2 PPR. Goodwin versus the Lions, or Crowder versus the Colts, or Amendola at the Jets?
Goodwin's healthy. Goodwin.
Yep.
Yep, and if he's not, I'm going Crowder.
Yep.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Pushlicks04 says, wide receiver, Crabtree, Cole Cook, Steelan, Dez, Gordon. Thinking about dropping Dez for Dorsett. I think Dez will eventually sign. Drop Dez for Dorsett, yes or no?
Yes, I would. Because Dorsett was 7 for 7, and if you get on Brady's good side, he's going to keep looking to you. So, I think that I would do that. And it's not like there's anything imminent pending with Dez. You know, there's no news. And even once he does come back, I mean, he's going to have to learn the playbook. And, you know, it's not like he's just an elite talent anymore that's just going to ball out wherever he is. He's good, but
immediate impact. But, yeah, I'm dropping Dez for anybody to answer that question. If you have anybody that you'd rather have, get Dez off your line. He should. Okay, Lucas, go ahead back to those, and we'll get back to these in a little bit.
Okay, let's rip through these. BP22 wants to know half-point PPR, drop Doug Baldwin for Brandon Marshall. I would not.
Nope. Definitely not. Baldwin's going to come back and help you win your league.
Yeah, keep Baldwin. Hopefully you have an IR spot.
SJS212, drop Ginn if you... Okay, he's just answering another. Okay. SJS12 wants to know, how are we feeling about David Johnson?
Fantastic.
I think that there's no reason to worry about David Johnson. It wasn't a lower body injury. It was something in his hand. I'm more worried about the Cardinals than I am David Johnson. He's going to be fine.
Yep, 100%. A lot of stack boxes, but it's not. He cannot overcome, especially in the passing game. He just needs to be, you know, they need to pass more to him, and I think we definitely will see him. I'm not worried.
BP22 wants to know if Doug Martin is droppable. Yes, he is droppable. depending on who else is there. I mean, if you're going after like Ekeler or Lindsay or, heck, even if you want to go grab Yeldon and just throw him on your bench. Yes, absolutely. Am I wrong here, guys?
You are 100% correct. I mean, you got Jalen Richard, who looks much better than him. There's no reason why you should have Doug Martin rostered.
Doug Martin was out on the field on the play that I watched, and he got a pass thrown to him, and he just dropped it, and it was an easy screen pass. All he had to do is turn it up, and the look on Gruden's face made me think he's not going to be involved much.
Mad Dog Gruden, yeah.
He's like, well, you're done. Goodbye.
So we have Gunna Pagano wants to know, drop Jamal Williams for waiver wire pickup Enunwa. We love Enunwa, but no, we would suggest dropping one of the other wide receivers on your team unless you're just that stacked. But no, do not overreact to Jamal Williams.
Yeah, hold on.
Blitzberg 99, flex PPR start, wants to know Marvin Jones or Alex Collins. Marvin Jones for me, boys.
I like Alex Collins here.
PPR.
Yeah, yeah, Marvin Jones. Actually, you swayed me with the PPR.
The Ravens have a Thursday night game at the Bengals.
But I mean, Marvin Jones did miss a couple. He dropped a couple bombs. He could have had a much better game. So give me Marvin Jones, even though it didn't look like it in the box score, but. He still had 8 targets. So
Stafford missed him wide open in the middle of the field that he had separation that should have been about a 50-yard touchdown. Marvin Jones could have came down when he high pointed that one in the end zone, but that was a tough catch. He should have came down with it, but that was really the only one that was on him that I saw that should have been different. Right. Mariota Cruz wants to know if he should trade McCaffrey for Mixon in a full PPR. I would say no. You guys?
I can't imagine I would.
And he wants to know how high should he reach for Quincy Enunwa in full PPR. I mean,
what do you mean? How far?
Are you asking how much fab budget you should spend on this boy? Because I'm going to say 12%.
Yeah, about there. That was going to say 11, but yeah, 12.
No, if you're talking about trades, you're not going to want to sell the farm for the guy. He's really good, but I don't really consider him a game changer. He did have a lot of targets. He's worth a pick.
For sure. Gunna Pagano says, drop Jamal Williams for waiver wire pickups Enunwa, Brandon Marshall, Ekeler, and Allison. No, I mean, I'm not dropping Jamal Williams for anyone that's going to be on the waiver for you guys. So Enunwa, Brandon Marshall, Ekeler, and Allison are out there. He has Connor, Hyde, Ingram, James White, Kerryon Johnson, OBJ, Juju, Landry, and Mike Williams. I would personally drop James White before I drop Jamal Williams.
Same.
Yeah, or even Mike Williams, I think, over the rest of those guys.
Yeah, I like Mike Williams though, but I think for me, I'm dropping James White to go grab Enunwa.
Same.
Or James White to get Ekeler. Whichever one you really want, but I think the rest of his team is pretty good.
Right. Yeah, I like the running back move. I like Ekeler a lot, but I feel like you could use Enunwa over Mike Williams.
Okay. Next we have BP22 wants to know Tyrod or Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I think he came out on an interview and said his name is Tyrod.
Wrong. His name is Tyrod. That's the name his mother gave him. He came out in the interview and said Tyrod. But he's too nice of a guy to correct anybody.
Yeah, it is Tyrod. And I would play Tyrod this week. And no, I don't really want to. I don't think Matt Ryan is someone that you want to drop. I think you need to hold on to Matt Ryan just in case Baker ends up the man there. Because you don't want to be left holding only Tyrod. Right, guys?
Yeah, same season. I don't need to talk during this show. Lucas is basically saying everything that I need to say.
We're on the same page here. Mr. Steve 407 wants to know Royce Freeman or Marshawn Lynch half point.
Freeman.
Who's take this one?
Yeah, Freeman here.
Okay. I agree. Smooth 006.
Wait. Hang on. We got a call. We got to take the call. Caller, what's your name?
Hey, this is Team Clyde. Thanks for answering my question.
Hey, bud.
Hey, thanks for the call.
Hey, in the standard league, I've got Stills and Tate, Funchess, and Ekeler that I have to pick two from. So I'm thinking it'll be Tate and Stills, but Ekeler's pretty solid.
Yeah, it'd be Tate and Aguilar for me.
For me, it's Tate and Stills.
All right.
All three.
Well, then I'll switch it and go with you guys.
Yeah, Stills is going to see those
long
yards. Aguilar
get more points than Bilal Powell.
Dunk stuff.
Yep.
And if he doesn't, I'll call you guys next week.
Hey, appreciate
it,
man.
Excellent. Good luck, man. Tear it up.
Yeah, thanks for answering all these questions, guys.
Not a problem. Good night.
Okay, so the last one that I have here is what running back should I target to bolster up my running backs and standards? Thanks for the help. He just put a screenshot of his. Yeah, I think it's just in general. He put a screenshot of. He has Lamar Miller, Kenyon Drake, Kerryon Johnson, and Philip Lindsay. So the guys that we had kind of talked about earlier that you could go after were Ekeler, Yeldon, Buck Allen. Would be a few of the guys. Maybe Wilkins if he's out there. What do you guys think?
As far as trading, if maybe you can go get a McCoy. Maybe if someone's panicking on Hunt. Maybe if someone's panicking on Fournette. Those are guys. I mean, obviously, if you want to bolster, those are guys to help you bolster. But obviously, they'll be required. I mean, you gotta give up quite a bit to get them. But maybe you can get a panicky owner.
Yep. Go exactly.
The Hopkins Allen. Yeah, because he has Hopkins and Keenan Allen here, and I mean it looks like about all the same players. I mean, man, you're just gonna have to rock out with what you got. I think. I mean, you don't have much trade value without losing the entirety of your team. So, and it's not that bad to roll out with. Lamar Miller and Kenyon Drake aren't that bad. They're actually pretty decent to occasionally flex, which you're going to rarely do with Gordon, Hopkins, and Allen. I think you're okay. I think you're panicking, overreacting. I understand that you're feeling that. Wait on Kerryon Johnson. That guy's going to be the man over there in Detroit.
Maybe
okay. Yeah, Chris Thompson, or maybe go after Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
If he's a guy that really needs some running back now or some help now in one way or the other.
Otherwise, you look good though. I won't worry. Just like Dirty Jobs was saying, I definitely won't worry too much. It's early in the season. I think you look good.
All right, that's all the questions I have in my thread here.
The sack is empty?
No, we've got a whole nother thread to answer up. Okay, so we got JLay5510. He says trade Baldwin and Burkhead for Josh Gordon. I want to have Josh Gordon if somebody will trade it.
Trey
Baldwin and Burkhead for Josh Gordon?
Baldwin and Burkhead, yes.
No, I'd rather have Baldwin and Burkhead.
Yeah, that's a lot to give up. Especially with how many touches that Burkhead got last week.
Yeah, I just don't like Baldwin, man. I feel like Josh Gordon's going to play better in the long run. But we got Chief Doze. He says trade Marshawn Lynch and Kelvin Benjamin for Brandon Cooks.
No. I like Lynch.
Yeah, I'd rather have Lynch over Cooks.
Yeah, I agree. We got Derek B 7158. He says Fab Sony is on waivers. How much to bid?
Who?
Sony
Michelle. I mean,
I'm assuming yes.
25%.
Yeah, it's about fair.
Yeah, I was thinking 15 to 20 myself. But
If you want to get aggressive and you want to get them 25, yeah.
Absolutely. We got J-Lay 5510 again says trade Carson for Cooper. I think I want to be on Carson. I am not excited about Amari Cooper this year.
I'd take Cooper though.
I would take Cooper also for the upside.
Yep.
I would not. I'm going.
I mean, I just think where you drafted Carson, Cooper's going to have better value even if you package him together with another running back. Say like another, like a Peyton Barber or something like that. You could probably get something nicer, and where in the wide receiver range, if that's where you were looking to bolster, or a running back range, if that's where you're looking to bolster. I think Cooper's a nicer play than Carson. I think he still offers more upside.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I don't like Amari Cooper. I'm just going on record and saying that.
It's because you're a Broncos fan, so.
Oh, no, it's because he's just terrible and never produces except one game a season. I'm willing to set aside my Broncos-ness for fantasy football, my friend. And Amari Cooper just is nothing but Okay, we got Big Dak Dongers. He says PPR, Jordan Howard or James Conner?
I think you got to go James Conner.
Yeah, Conner here.
Yeah, 11-0. James Conner was the poll vote on that, and I also agree. Saved by Odell says PPR, Corey Davis for Kenyon Drake. Who wins? Is it fair?
It's fair.
Kenyon Drake wins.
It's fair, and Kenyon Drake wins. I agree.
Yeah. The running back wins. Yep, it's fair. Running back wins. I like Corey Davis.
Tackline says start Green or Thielen as wide receiver 2. Julio as wide receiver 2 and Sanders in the flex.
If it's standard, I'm going Green. If it's PPR, I'm going Thielen.
Either I'm going AJ Green.
Yeah, I'm going Green either way.
Okay. We got Trugzaw. He says waiver wire pickup. He's got Fuller, Michelle, or John Brown.
Brown.
Wow. I think you got to go. I don't like Will Fuller, but he was very productive with Deshaun Watson last year.
I just kept saying he's not going to do that again, and he kept doing that again. So ever since then, I have to say Will Fuller.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it, but I'm leaning Fuller.
Season long, I would go Fuller and Sony, but right now I'm going John Brown.
Yeah, I think Fuller plays this weekend. I think that'll really help that offense out. Okay, we got Torito. Who has the better season? Sterling Shepard, Will Fuller, or Keelan Cole? And I'm sorry, Torito, you probably asked the 3 wrong guys on the planet this question because I think I already know the answer. But mine is Keelan Cole.
Keelan Cole.
Yeah, definitely Keelan Cole here.
We all 3 are so high on this guy, it's not even fair to ask that. But so there it is. Vince91, he says, who wins trade half PPR, Kittle or LaShawn McCoy?
LaShawn McCoy.
Oh, LaShawn McCoy all day. I like George Kittle a lot.
That's not even it's not even close.
But not running one a lot. We got Chief Doze. He says, Brandon Cooks, is he a potential buy low target? Barton?
I don't think so. And when I say that, what I mean is I don't think he's worth targeting. I think there's a lot of
mouths to feed.
A lot of mouths to feed there. It's tough, So he still had I think like 8 targets or 9 targets or something like that. But I don't know. He looked the worst, I think, of the rest of the guys. I don't know. It was tough. I can't endorse that.
Didn't they all have like 9 targets or something like that? Like one of them broke out.
You might be right. You might be right.
So I mean, so that's where I'm just like, ugh. I just can't get excited about that offense because they're just all so good and so necessary for it to work. I mean, I like Todd Gurley and I like Jared Goff, and that's about it. So
yeah, I like Cup the most out of those guys, but
same. And then second, I like Robert Woods, and then Brandon Cook.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so we got Reed Cope. He says, should I trade AJG for Lev Bell, have good wide receivers, and only Lynch Lewis for running back?
Yep.
Yes. I like it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you might not even get good return on that, but if he comes back, you're going to look like a stud on that one. Give me Lev Bell.
Yeah, just give him to me.
No, he just asked the same thing. We got Going L the Way, which, by the way, I love that name. He says, I'm starting Tate, Sanders, and DJ. I'm wondering which two I should start between Devontae Adams, LaShawn McCoy, and Royce Freeman.
Devontae Adams and McCoy.
Yep, Adams and McCoy.
If Adams is playing, yep.
Right, if Adams isn't playing, it's obvious. But yep, so I'm with you. I'm actually Royce Freeman and Devontae Adams. I don't like LaShawn McCoy this week. Who to start? Wide receiver 2 and flex. We got Chris Hogan, Kenny Stills, Kenyon Drake, Tyler Lockett, Keelan Cole.
Keelan Cole.
Yep.
We'll go Stills here.
Yep.
No, wide receiver 2 and a flex. So I got Keelan Cole and give me Kenny Stills.
I think that's what we have.
Same.
Cole and Stills.
Oh.
Okay. Mason C030299 says, who can I get for Ingram and AP running back wise, full PPR? I mean, you might be able to get a McCoy with that. You could probably get a Devonta Freeman.
With Ingram? Trading away Mark Ingram?
Ingram and AP you can get. Yeah, that's a nice bit.
You should be able to get like
a mix in. You should be able to get
like McCaffrey or Dalvin Cook there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I mean, it just questions like that are hard to answer. I mean,
Hunt.
It depends on your league. It depends
You
on
could get a Hunt. You could probably get Fournette easily.
One of the second tier running backs. You should be able to get one of the second tier running backs.
You can get any one of those guys. Pick one.
Excellent. JLay5510 says, better rest of season, Cooper or Cooks?
Probably Cooper. Is he talking Cooper Cup?
I think he's talking about Amari Cooper.
I think it's Amari Cooper.
I think it's going to be Amari Cooper in this one just because of the illustration we had before. Simplistic says Collins or...
Mike, can I pop in with a Cooper follow-up question from the Mixler? Tristan Goodwine wants to know, start Cobb, Cooper, or Enunwa this week?
It's a noon one for me.
It's Cobb for me.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
If Cobb is the wide receiver 1, then it's Enunwa for me. Okay, so Simplistic says Collins or Royce Freeman?
Collins for me.
Collins for me as well, and that's hard to say. We got Saved by Odell. Who wins? PPR, Derrick Henry or Tariq Cohen?
Tariq Cohen.
Tariq Cohen. Derrick Henry. Dude, I just want to say, Lucas, we've been saying it all along. 22 carries to 11 carries. Hashtag just...
I don't know. I think Henry might pull out a decent game this week. I think if he could get, like a decent amount of carries, I think he can score more than Cohen this week.
False.
This is a full point PPR.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's two Cohen, 1 Henry.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got MGB1026. He says, what would I need to give up for Ingram Standard League?
For Ingram? Ingram or Ingram?
Ingram.
As in Mark?
Yeah, Mark Ingram.
What would you need to give up? I don't know. You're one game closer now, so you're going to need to give up kind of one of those third round wide receivers. This would be my guess. You're probably going to need to give up like a Landry or a Thielen, or I don't think you could trade Collins or Royce Freeman at this point straight up for him. So you'd have to do better than that. You'd have to give up like probably getting close to like a Howard or a Mixon almost, because now it's only a 3-game suspension going forward. Only 3 games left. So
yeah, active with the expectation of waiting the 4 games. So I'm with that. I mean, you're going to have to offer probably more than you're going to want, especially with the way Kamara's playing right now. Laxapro says, should SleeperWire let LaxPro be in the podcast? And then the answers are yes and definitely yes. This guy. Well, I guess give us a call anytime. It's 320-24-SLEEP. Hop on here, LaxPro. We'll talk to you. Reed Cope says, oh, that's just an answer. Sean Karp says, Robbie Anderson or Enunwa? Enunwa was heavily targeted Monday. He's a better option for PPR.
Christ, what is that noise?
I don't know what that was.
I have no clue what that noise was. But
read it again, Mike. Nobody could hear it.
Okay, Robbie Anderson or Enunwa? Enunwa was heavily targeted Monday. Is he the better option in full PPR?
Noon was the better option in full PPR.
I agree. Yep, Enunwa. Wilson 22. Should I keep Breida and Morris or pick up either Cohen or Jones?
Aaron Jones?
For Aaron Jones right now, before somebody else hears us say this.
I think I'd hold.
I would drop Breida for Aaron Jones.
Not Alfred Morris, though, huh?
I don't know. I'm just not a believer in Breida.
That's fair.
I might drop Alfred Morris for Aaron Jones, I guess, but
who selects Breida?
Yeah, I like Breida, and then I think that Jamal Williams keeps the job. So I think you're good. I think you're fine here.
Okay.
Okay, we've got Mason or Boogie says, who should I start PPR league? Ajayi, Lamar Miller, or McCaffrey?
I think you got to go McCaffrey, but it's close with Ajayi for me.
Same McCaffrey.
I'm going to go with Ajayi here.
I like that. I like that pick coming around on Ajayi.
I still hate the guy, but he did look pretty damn good the other night. But
yeah, you better admit it.
Yeah, with limited usage. I mean, so.
I throw my deepest apologies my way for all the shade I've thrown at him, but I feel like I'll be able to say ha 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 here in about 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, we'll see.
We got Brew Drees. He says Stafford or Tyrod this week. I think we've already answered this.
Tyrod.
Tyrod.
And then he goes, Tyrod. We got Raja 20. He says we're trading for Bell in Dynasty. Buy now. In Dynasty, absolutely buy now.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a huge future ahead of him. Lucas, do you have an argument for that, or you just?
I mean, it's Le'Veon Bell. I mean, the question is, do you want Le'Veon in Dynasty? Yes, I want Le'Veon in Dynasty.
I don't know. I can argue. I don't know. No, there's no argument for it. No, it's at zero.
Right. Well, I got to someday, so I got to pick at least one that I'm going to win. We got Detrash Man. You holding or dropping Anthony Miller in a redraft half PPR league?
Dropping.
Holding.
So dropping.
Holding.
I mean, I dropped him for Enunwa, so.
Yeah, I mean, depends who you're dropping him for. I mean, we got to know this information.
I'm not dropping him just to have a blank spot on my bench, but when there were people like Ekeler and Lindsay and Enunwa, in any of those guys, and even Brandon Marshall, I would rather have a shot on than.
I'd rather have.
You'd rather have Anthony Miller than Brandon Marshall?
I would.
Yeah, I just I'd rather have the big target that Russell Wilson's throwing to in the end zone than the third.
I think Miller has more upside later on in the season, whereas Marshall is Marshall.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, though, is that
it's a tight end.
Sure, but I don't think that Anthony Miller is going to be winning you any leagues this season.
You could be right.
Yeah. Nope, I'm agreeing with Lucas, which still seems weird to me. But every time I don't agree with him, I lose a bet. So
there you go. If you like money and you like keeping holding on to it, just listen to Lucas and don't bet against him.
I just agree with him, so I don't lose. It's a lot easier. No, I don't. I just don't have an argument. Solid point all around. We got Garoppolo. Garoppolo versus Detroit or Taylor versus New Orleans?
Ooh. I like both of these.
I like Garoppolo a little bit better.
I think I like Taylor.
I think I like Tyrod also. I mean, look who he's throwing to.
Yeah.
I mean, he got the juice. He has flash and juice.
Yeah, the Saints have not been looking good at all. I mean, it was week 1. But, man, what happened to the Saints? Their defense was I don't know, man. They got smacked by Magic.
So there's something about that rivalry, though, between Tampa and the Saints. Strange things always happen in the last couple of years with those two teams. So I'm not going to read too much into it, but I do think that Tyrod can have a big week.
You guys starting Fitzmagic anywhere?
No.
God,
no.
He's not going to do that again. I mean, what if he goes out there and does it again, though, guys? We're going to have to talk about this guy.
I think he has a shot. I think
he could. Those are.
I'm starting him in a couple leagues.
Oh, you're crazy talk.
Oh, got a call.
Phone call.
What's up, caller?
Hi, caller. What's your name? Where are you from?
This is Adam from North Carolina.
What's up, Adam?
Hey, be safe with that hurricane coming your way.
Yeah, I know. We're getting ready. So I'm the one that asked the question on the Fantasy Life app about Aaron Jones or Mark Ingram, the full PPR. I was offered a trade for Aaron Jones, and I have Ingram, but I also have Kamara. I have Kamara, Jordan Howard, James Conner, Marshawn Lynch, Burkhead, and Sonny Michel. So I'm like really deep at running back.
I mean, you're deep. What are you getting offered?
He just offered me Aaron Jones straight up for Mark Ingram.
No, heck
I was
no.
kind of holding on to Mark Ingram.
Laugh. Just laugh at him.
Yeah.
Just send like a few laughing emojis at him, and then then that's it. Go about the rest of your evening.
All right, cool.
Tell him
because I had Aaron Jones.
With that weak stuff.
I had Aaron Jones last year, and I think he kind of came on in the beginning, but there were so many different running backs for Green Bay last year that were like relevant, but they were all like relevant for a couple weeks at a time.
Yeah, and you don't have to give up Ingram to get him.
Mark Ingram is a borderline RB1.
Yeah,
when he's playing. So yeah. There's a lot of good running backs out there, but
he's going to basically pick up right where he left off last year.
Absolutely, yeah. I was a little nervous about Gillislee, but I'm not now.
All right, cool.
I'm just
all right. Appreciate it.
How performing. That's the only reason I'm a little worried about Ingram.
All right.
Good luck, man.
All right, cool. Thank y'all.
Hey. Yep. Take care. We got CP Whalers. He says Rudolph or Cook at tight end.
Rudolph for me.
Give me Cook against Denver this week.
Yep.
Denver is pretty weak against the tight end.
Yeah, and Cook looked really good last week.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they're featuring the guy instead of Cooper.
He did, but that was because the Rams are just able to shut down everything on the line and then both wide receivers. So that was just what was open.
Did you not see what Ekeler did last week? I mean, that's not good. They're shutting down that line fast as well. So, I don't know. Give me Cook. They're going to have to get that ball out quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
Really good on defense. We got Kenny Stills or Amari Cooper this week.
Give me Stills.
Give me Kenny Stills.
I got to go Cooper here. I don't think he gets shut out like that again, but it's close.
We got Blitzberg 99 says Marvin Jones or Alex Collins.
Marvin Jones.
Yeah, Marvin Jones for me also.
Yeah, full PPR. I'm taking Marvin Jones as well. Bake Daddy says rest of season. Taylor or Ryan?
Ryan.
There's a lot of those questions. Matt Ryan.
Rest of season.
Yeah, I'm going to say Matt Ryan just because we don't know if Taylor's going to finish rest of the season. So Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget. I mean, this guy's thrown to Jones and Mohamed Sanu, who is really underrated. And then if they get Ridley going, plus having the two running backs that they have, it's still a really high-powered offense. Matt Ryan will bounce back.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
Mantis Man 15 says, would you trade away Marvin Jones and Enunwa for Mixon?
I mean, if you really need a running back, yeah. If you're deep at wide receiver and really need a running back, yeah.
I would do it anyway.
Yeah, I like that trade. Vlad44 says, should I drop Sony Michel and pick up Chris Carson or Ekeler, or should I hold Sony full PPR?
For Ekeler, I would do it.
I would too.
That's it.
Full PPR especially.
That's tough. If you're looking for someone to play this week, I would say yes. But if you're just looking for a stash, I think I would wait and see how they're going to use Sony when he comes back. I would want first shot of deciding how, to keep him or not.
Yeah. He also asked Marquise Goodwin, Cobb, or Quincy Enunwa rest of season.
Cobb.
Cobb for me as well.
I think Enunwa. I think Enunwa.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got to take the Packer there with Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, there's a lot of mouths to feed there. I still think Jimmy's gonna get his, and Geronimo Allison. So we'll just see. There's a lot of mouths to feed there, and Quincy Enunwa's clearly Sam Darnold's guy.
Jimmy Graham plumped on my rankings.
I'm not overreacting. They were never in the red zone. That's when he's going to get his. They were never in the red zone. That's when he's going to get his looks.
That's a little unsettling, though. That's only when he's going to get his, though. You want him a little bit more involved.
Yeah, we'll see. Jimmy will be fine.
DLK says best wide receiver ad for season-long potential. Godwin, Allison, Dorsett, or Marshall. And yielding to the rule I had before, I'm going to go with Allison here.
Godwin.
Dorsett.
Sweet, that's a helpful one. Steve, do you want to get on here and say Brandon Marshall?
I'm not trying to do anything that makes the show go over 3 hours today, so no.
We're already at 2. Close to it.
Yeah, how much more we got here? Let's bang these out.
Not many. I think 4 or 5 left. We got Vince91 says trades George McKittle for McCoy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I want McCoy there, yeah.
I think we answered this.
Yeah. Let's just go with the yes and move on.
Okay, Farmhole says PPR flex Blunt, Stills, or below Powell. Give me Stills.
Below Powell for me.
2 Stills, 1 below. We got J Goose 808 says need 1. Corey Davis. This is for standard. Corey Davis or Robert Woods?
Davis.
Robert Woods.
Corey Davis for me as well. Need 1 for week 2 in standard scoring. Corey Davis or Robert Woods? Again, same question. So we got RL Williard 888 says trade in dynasty. Amari Cooper for Nick Chubb and Chris Godwin. Who wins?
Nick Chubb. The Nick Chubb side of that.
Yeah, Chubb Godwin.
Yep, Amari Cooper has not looked at, and so I'm liking the other side. We got Frank Block. He says, need help. 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, full PPR. He has Demaryius Thomas, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Quincy Enunwa, Carlos Hyde, Tevin Coleman. Thanks, he says.
Hyde in the flex with Demaryius Thomas and Enunwa.
Oof. I'm not going to here.
Up in Enunwa and Hyde. Flex.
Going Coleman and Enunwa.
Who's your other wide receiver?
Oh, sorry, we need another one.
DT or Cup?
I think I'm gonna go Cup here.
Okay, so it sounds like Enunwa for sure. Two of us said Hyde in the flex, and then so it sounds like Enunwa, Cup, and Hyde.
There you go.
And that is all the questions from that feed, gentlemen.
Man,
what a show!
Man, need a cigarette.
The first mail sack was a big one. It's like we've been holding it in for a whole year.
Well, this is second sack.
Yeah, this is the second. This is the second.
Sack was quite.
Well, the first one doesn't really count, right? Because everybody already has everything prepared. They're all ready. And this is when everything starts getting shaken up. This is when you need sleeper wire.
All the sacks count.
That's
Your
right.
Sack, my sack, Lucas sack, your sack, Steve sack,
Adam sack.
Important. Don't discount the sacks, Mike. Sacks.
Oh, I just love the first in-season one, I guess. It's always way more action-packed.
All right, and now on that note,
think we wrap it up. Where can they find us?
Take us home. One of you guys. Somebody take us home. Steve, save us. We're exhausted.
SleeperWire.com. Send your questions. There's a button that says free advice. We'll answer your questions through the email within 24 hours. Find us on the Sleeper app. Look for the SleeperWire Show channel. On Facebook, SleeperWire Fantasy Football Club in the groups section. On Fantasy Life app, look for SleeperWire Show. Twitter, @SleeperWire Show. And you'll see our guys tweet all over that, too. I think that's it. Good show, guys. Everybody say good night.
And, of course, we have to talk about Pristine Auction. Well, we'll probably pre-record that one.
Oh, okay, yeah. What do you want to say about them?
They're awesome. They have amazing memorabilia. You should go get some. It's super cheap. And you can just go on there and tell them SleeperWire sent you. You can go. It doesn't have a tab for SleeperWire, so you have to put other and then say SleeperWire sent you. Trying to get a tab, trying to get you guys other stuff, trying to get a bigger budget from them next year. So just definitely keep the questions coming from the sack. Pristine Auction is the place you want to be. They have good stuff. I like them. You should like them too. That's about it.
I picked up a Bell, Fournette, and Gurley framed signed jersey from them this year, and I got them pretty inexpensive too for how much they usually go for.
Yeah, I mean, super cheap stuff. You know,
quality, and affordability.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, authentic. That's important stuff. Definitely.
All right, guys, it's been another good one.
All right, we'll be back next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, next week, and we'll Sunday up Blitz.
There you go. That's what I was going to say. All right, good night.
Thanks.